AITA for refusing to help my sister pay for her kids' medical bills because of what happened when I needed help? Throwaway account because my sister and family are the type of people who would 100% track my posts to prove a point. This is a total mess, but I need to get it off my chest. My sister, 28F, and I, 26F, aren't very close, and honestly, we've never been. She's one of those people who has always had her life together, good job, nice house, all that. Me? Not so much, lol. I've had my ups and downs, and a couple of years ago, things got really bad. 2 years ago, I lost my job. Like, completely out of the blue. Thanks for everything, we're shutting down, good luck. I was obviously screwed. I had no savings because, life is expensive, and I was living paycheck to paycheck like everyone else I know. My rent was due, and I had no idea how I was going to pay it. I was in full panic mode, couldn't sleep, crying all night, with my stomach in knots. So I swallowed my pride, which was already in the gutter, and called my sister. I asked her if she could lend me $1,000 to cover my rent. Not give me, lend me. I promised I'd pay her back as soon as I got a new job. I wasn't asking for charity, I just needed help. She didn't even think about it. She said no. Straight up. Cold and flat, no. Then she gave me this whole speech about how she doesn't believe in lending money to family because it always goes wrong and ruins relationships. She said it wasn't personal, just her policy, and then basically hung up on me while I was crying. I was devastated. Like, I get that no one is obligated to help me, but I'm her sister. I wasn't asking for anything crazy, I just needed help not to end up homeless. I managed to get by somehow. I sold some stuff, borrowed from a couple of friends, and barely scraped through. But that moment stuck with me. It changed how I see her. She made it very clear that I couldn't rely on her when things got tough. I never said anything to her about it after that because, what's the point? But I never forgot. Now, fast forward to last week. Her husband lost his job a couple of months ago, and I guess they're struggling, but I didn't know the details because we don't talk much. Suddenly, she calls me. She never calls me, so I immediately knew something was up. She was crying, like full-on sobbing, and told me they need $1,500 for my niece's medical bills. It's for a treatment she needs, and apparently, the insurance will reimburse them, but they have to pay up front. She said they're out of options and begged me for help. And look, I love my niece. She's 3, she's adorable, and obviously, she's done nothing wrong. But I couldn't help but think about that call 2 years ago when I was desperate, and she didn't care at all. So I told her, sorry, I can't help you. And yeah, maybe I was a bit petty because I threw her own words back at her. I don't believe in lending money to family because it always goes wrong. She lost it. She started yelling at me, saying this was different because it's her child and not just stupid rent, her words, and that I'm a selfish bitch for holding a grudge over something that happened ages ago. She accused me of punishing an innocent child just to get back at her, which, okay, might be a little true, but also, where was that whole family helps family attitude when I was begging her not to let me lose my apartment? Here's the thing, I can afford to help her. I've worked my ass off these past 2 years to get back on my feet, and for the first time ever, I actually have some savings. But why should I? She made it clear we're not that kind of family. She set the rules, not me. And now that the roles are reversed, I'm supposed to just forget everything and bail her out? I can't. Of course, she went running to my parents, and now they're on my case too. My mom keeps saying, it's not about her, it's about your niece, and that I'm being heartless. My dad told me I'm acting cold and vindictive. They're making me feel like crap, and honestly, maybe they're right. It's not my niece's fault her parents are struggling. But it's not my fault either. And honestly, if I give in now, I know my sister will just think she can treat me however she wants and I'll still come running when she needs me. So yeah, I feel bad, but I also feel like she kind of brought this on herself. Am I being a total asshole here, or is it fair not to help her after everything? I can't tell if I'm justified or just being petty. Edit. Sorry, this is a lot to read. I just want to say I'm reading all the replies. I see there are more options than I previously thought. I'm considering helping her get the money another way, like paying the healthcare providers directly or seeking legal support. I'm extremely bitter about what my sister did back then. Frankly, I do feel like teaching her a lesson, but I obviously don't want to be a psychopath and see my niece suffer. Thank you all for the honest advice. I'll read everything and reach out if needed.